want revenge, but I gotta watch over your 10. Plus I got two myself, can't raise them from inside of a pen. I miss pulling up, seeing you grin. Even in disagreements, always prayed on seeing you win. One of the worst things.
If you like the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Alright y'all, we back with another one. And today we gonna talk about Baltazar Torres Jr., better known to the world as Pito. Pito was from the west side of Wilmington, Delaware, and he was also loved and befriended by many.
Arrests pair in two city slayings. Two men wanted in separate slayings in Wilmington have been arrested by a federal task force in Philadelphia, authorities said Thursday. Sean Jamison, 22, and Kevin Slade, 21, both of the same residents in the 700 block of Van Buren Street. In Wilmington, each face a first-degree murder charge. The men were awaiting extradition to Wilmington. Jamison is charged in October 14, 1999, execution-style killing of Baltazar Pito Torres Jr. Wilmington police said Jamison was one of up to 7 masked men who forced their way into a Browntown row house in the 300 block of Cedar Street and demanded money from 4 men inside. 3 of the men were lined up and shot during the robbery, 2 in the lower body. Baltazar Torres Jr., 18 of Wilmington, died from 3 gunshot wounds, while a 4th victim was beaten. Jamison was the only person arrested in the crime. Wilmington police are still investigating the case, Deputy Attorney General Peggy Marshall said. We will seek the death penalty in exchange for Jamison's guilty plea to first-degree murder, Marshall said. I think justice is served by him spending life without parole in prison. We are continuing to investigate any and all people who are responsible. Jamison has insisted he was in the basement at the time, Torres said. Devin Gross of the 400 block of East 5th Street was shot in the head and killed after entering a house that was being renovated. His body was found on the 2nd floor landing of a house in the 1100 block of 7th Street. Police have said they do not know why Gross entered the house, and they have no motive in his slaying. Jamison and Slade were found Wednesday in Philadelphia by members of a federal fugitive task force, which included FBI agents and Philadelphia police. Both men were in a car in the 5100 block of Woodland Ave, southwest Philadelphia, a Philadelphia police spokesman said. Investigators were not sure Thursday whether the murders are related. Because the investigation is in its early stages, Wilmington police spokesman Martelli said more information was not available. They still have a couple of more suspects to find, Martelli said. Jamison was eligible for the death penalty because he was accused of being part of a robbery that led to a murder. Prosecutors originally claimed Marshall would not say whether she believes Jamison was the shooter. Jamison has given investigators the names of other men he said helped him rob the house, able to verify his claims. Deputy Attorney General R. David Favata said, Marshall said the robbers targeted the Cedar Street house because they believed hash and drugs were kept there, but the police had raided the home, she said. During the robbery, Marshall said, Torres and 3 friends were forced to lie down on the living room floor. When one of the friends jumped through a window to escape, one of the robbers began shooting, prosecutors said. That is when Torres was killed. Missing confession leads judge to mistrial. Slade murder trial will get new date. A judge declared a mistrial in the murder case of Wilmington resident Kevin Slade on Thursday, ruling the jury had been influenced by prosecutors who had a confession, then failed to deliver the testimony. Superior Court Judge Renard Oyar burned to end Slade's trial after 8 days, concluding it would be impossible for jurors to ignore comments made by prosecutor David Favata. It has not been an easy case for the prosecution to put on, Cooch said. A fair trial to the defendant should be granted. The family of victim Devin Gross, 29 of Wilmington, left the courthouse without speaking. Cooch said he would meet with prosecutors and Slade's defense attorney schedule a new trial. Gross was shot on October 9 using the same gun that was used a week earlier in another slaying. Prosecutors indicated that the suspect of the earlier murder would testify against Slade. But when he appeared in court Wednesday, Sean Jamison would not testify about the confession Slade allegedly made to him. After he pleaded guilty last year to participating in the October incident, Jamison gave a statement to prosecutors saying Slade told him he shot Gross to death. Jamison knew he was making it difficult for prosecutors to convict Slade, said Favada, who prosecuted Jamison for Torres's murder. He's doing life, Favada said. You think he wants to help us? Slade, Jamison, and Gross were among a group of 7 friends who hung around in a drug house on 7th Street in Wilmington, prosecutors said. Slade became angry with Gross for his part in a practical joke in which one of their friends put on a fake beard and pretended to rob Slade, Favada said. The fake robbery happened a few hours before Gross was shot execution style in an abandoned house on West 7th Street in Wilmington, prosecutors said. Defense attorney Kevin J. O'Connell said the judge made the right decision. O'Connell told Cooch before the trial began he would move for a mistrial if the prosecution described Jamison's statements in its opening statement, then failed to persuade Jamison to testify. It was my view that they were making a mistake by going forward, O'Connell said. Another witness to whom Slade allegedly confessed told jurors she lied to police. By Stephen Church staff reporter, the murder trial of a 23-year-old man accused of killing a friend with a gun, also used in another slaying the same week, opened in Superior Court in Wilmington on Tuesday. Kevin Slade faces life in prison. A Philadelphia man who was to go on trial Tuesday in Superior Court on first-degree murder charges instead pleaded no contest to manslaughter. Kevin Slade had faced a potential life prison sentence if a jury had convicted him of murder. He entered the no contest plea, which the court treats like a guilty plea, on his 24th birthday. They will recommend a maximum 10-year sentence according to terms of the plea agreement. Slade's defense attorney, Vian O'Connell, said his client always maintained he did not kill Gross. It's the safest outcome, O'Connell said of Slade's decision to enter the plea. He could have gone to trial and won. If he'd lost, he'd spend every day of his life in jail. Slade first went to trial in January. The fake robbery happened a few hours before Gross was shot execution style in an abandoned house on West 7th Street in Wilmington, he said. Judge Richard R. Cooch declared a mistrial after ruling that the jury had been influenced by a promise from prosecutors, who said they would present evidence of a confession and weapon possession during the trial but then failed to deliver it. Slade did not admit killing Gross, but acknowledged the state had enough evidence to convict him. By law, the court treated the matter at sentencing as if it had been a guilty plea. In this case, I think it is important you be kept off the street for a significant period of time so other citizens are not placed at risk of harm, injury, or death, Judge Richard R. Cooch said. Members of the victim's family murmured yes and thank you, Jesus, in court as the judge made his remarks. They hugged prosecutors R. David Favada and James A. Rambo after the hearing. Manslaughter carries a maximum 10-year term. Cooch ordered that sentence, then suspended it in favor of 9 years in prison, 6 months in either work release or drug treatment, followed by 6 months of probation. O'Connell said Slade agreed to the manslaughter plea because many of the state's witnesses were either criminals unwilling to help the prosecution or Slade's friends and associates. Favada said Slade confessed to his cousin that he had killed Gross, but the cousin refused to testify, which resulted in a taped statement the cousin gave about the confession being barred from evidence. Slade's defense attorney, Kevin J. O'Connell, blamed Gross' killing on that cousin, who was serving a life sentence for a different homicide. O'Connell said Slade agreed to the manslaughter plea because he saw it as an equilibrium of justice for other drug and weapon-related offenses he committed without ever being caught. Slade said Gross was a good person who had encouraged him to follow his dreams by pursuing his musical interest in a recording studio. He denied killing Gross but apologized for what happened to him. This has been a very harrowing experience. It hasn't been easy, Slade said. Thanks for watching. We really do appreciate if you subscribe, like, and leave a comment.
Rest in peace, Baltazar Torres Jr., aka Pito, and rest in peace, Devin Gross.
My nigga, every time I see your kids, I shed a tear, my nigga. Seen the other day, he getting big, my nigga. To not breathe, woo, act just like you. I ain't gonna lie, cause this shit hurt. Seeing the pain in his eyes, that just made this shit worse.